Hi, you're listening to Canal Street Radio with me, Billie Jean. Today I'm talking to Elle from the Village Markets, which kicks off on Saturday in Sackville Gardens. Elle, hello.
Hello.
We've been friends for last month.
We have.
Been good, you're excited?
I'm very excited now, yes.
The weather is looking good. My nana tells me, she watches Country File, she knows it's going to be sunny on Saturday.
She knows her stuff then.
Tell us how it's all come about. The kind of Village Markets has inspired a lot of people. There's been so much chat, but you tell us all about it.
Really good that everyone's been so positive so far. I've had a lot of really good feedback, which is brilliant. It's come about as a result of me speaking to about 200 people in the area as part of my role as a community organiser, and around 40 of those people have said in their initial conversation with me that a market is something that they feel would be really good for the area, that it would bring in people during the daytime and focus less on nighttime economy, and it would be something that could not focus around drinking and give people an opportunity to come together as a community. So it's a really positive thing, I think, definitely.
It sounds great. And as you know, everyone here at Taurus is really kind of behind it as well. You mentioned your role as a community officer. How does that come about? And
yeah, of course. So a community organiser it's a role that has been going for the last 4 years, and it is in local communities all around the country. So it's a 5-year training programme. It takes a year for each person to do it, and during that year we have to try and start between 3 and 5 fledgling projects with people in the area. But the whole point of that is not just to say, well, I think that this should happen in this area. It's for people to say to me, we think this should happen, and I say, well, how can I help you make that happen? So that's how it's all come about as a result of my role.
And are you only focusing on kind of the gay village? Is that your kind of baby?
Yeah, so I am focusing in this area, in the gay village. I've got a colleague who's also doing the same role, who is focusing in Chinatown and that area with the Chinese community. So what we're hoping is a little further down the line we can try and do something that brings the two communities together a little more, because it's obviously, it's a really close area, so it would be really great if we could do that. But I'm focusing on the gays, as it were, and making the village my mission.
Your little baby, it's looking great at the moment, the village. The park's all in bloom and it looks fantastic. It's looking beautiful. So what are the times and dates for the first market? Let's get that pitched in first.
Yeah, of course. So the market's going to be the first Saturday of every month up until November, and then that is with the exception of May, which will be May the 10th, so that'll be the second Saturday.
That falls in line with the Village People Weekend, is it?
Yeah, so the first Saturday is Village People Weekend, which should be really brilliant as well. And then the second Saturday, the Village Market will be taking place. And that's going to coincide with an event called Sausage Fest, which is a sexual health event that the Lesbian and Gay Foundation are running. So as part of that one, again, it's going to be a really exciting event, I think. We're going to have a hot dog show to coincide with the sausages, get some dogs involved. We're going to have, hopefully, an acoustic corner for that. And again, market stalls showcasing lots of local people and the kind of things that they want to sell.
Speaking of market stalls, who have we got lined up for the first one?
So we've got some really great stalls lined up. We've got cakes, we've got some vintage stalls, biscuits, coffee, we've got photography, illustration, art, bread, wigs and makeup, a whole host of
Certainly
things.
Eclectic.
Yeah, definitely. Really mixing it up. And then we've got 3 other organisations involved as well. So we've got Lesbian and Gay Foundation for the first one, we've got LGBT Youth Northwest, and we've got Canal Siders who are going to come along and play a bit of rugby, so it should be good.
I love the Canal Siders. What obstacles have you come up against in the kind of organising of this first?
The biggest obstacle, I think, has been just the logistics of it, really. Getting together 20 stalls for people and getting all the tables, that kind of thing. We've been really lucky with the village businesses because they've been really on board with helping out. So Serenity Security have actually paid for 10 of our gazebos, which has been a massive help.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, really good. And then other people have donated their gazebos, like Manchester Pride, Police and Crime Commissioner, New York, and the Friends of Sackville Gardens as well. So
that's awesome.
Great host of people.
Cool. And future plans? Are we going to get bigger and bigger? And
that's the hope. Yeah, definitely. I mean, for the first one, obviously, we're just trying to see how it goes and get it off the ground, get noticed and get out there. As we go on, I'd like to have a separate charity area so that we can have 20 stalls that are all selling things, and then have a separate area for charities to give out information and that kind of thing. As I said, the hot dog show should be a really good
camp
event. Yeah, absolutely. Acoustic area, and we're hoping to get bands and music, basically anything that anyone would like to bring to the market,
Yeah.
we're keen to have that as part of the market, because it's a community project. It's not, as I say, it's not dictated by me, it's dictated by members of the community. So if there is anything that people think they want to bring to it, then we're more than happy to put that on.
There's been loads of chat over the last 18 months, 2 years about the village, and is it a has-been, or, you know, is there any future in it?
Yeah,
how important are events like the market to the success of our community and the village itself, really?
I feel that events of this kind, and you know, the Village People Weekend, Sparkle, all those kind of things that bring people into the village during the daytime to get together, I think that can only really be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We want it to be an area that people feel that they own and that they have a stake in the area, and from all the positive feedback that I've had so far while I've been running the market, you know, I feel very, very positive about the future of the village, because people are genuinely really, really passionate about it and happy to get involved if there's something worth getting involved with. So I feel very, very good about it.
I don't think that there's ever been a time that's had so many new things kind of happening.
Yeah, of course.
In the village, there's loads of little weekenders now. We just had the Rubber Weekend, we've got Sparkle, the Bears Weekend, now we've got the Village Market, and there's club nights like Cha-Cha Boudoir going on. It's really, I think it's personally taking an uphill way.
Yeah, definitely.
How supportive has the community been in general with the idea of the market?
Generally really supportive. All of the local businesses have been really happy to have our flyers and to promote what we're doing, getting involved as well. So Richmond Tea Rooms are having a stall at the first one, Canal Street Card are going to have a stall at the second one. People are really keen once they hear about it to get involved with it, and everyone has said, you know, is there anything I can do? I spoke to Manchester Pride earlier and they're talking about helping by getting some volunteers involved on the day. I think once the word gets out there, people are really keen to actually help with anything they can, so it's been really, really supportive.
And speaking of how can people get involved, how can they contact you? What's all the links, the all important links?
So you can go onto Facebook and it's the Village Market Manchester. You can go onto Twitter and it is at Village Market MCR with an underscore at the end.
Cool.
And they can email me. It is elle.wiggins at Corganizers, which is organisers with a C in front of it, .org.uk.
And we'll put those links on the page as well.
Perfect.
That's no problem at all. Elle, thanks for joining us.
Thank you
This
for
has
having me.
been Canal Street Radio with me, Billie Jean. Bye-bye.